All right, we're going live. Hey everyone, it's Glenn Ackerman going live tonight. On our topic is energy tools to save and avoid breakups. Energy tools to save your relationship and avoid a breakup. This is going to be a powerful Facebook Live tonight. So I'm really stoked about doing this. Glad you're here. As people are coming on and getting ready to participate, as usual, I always open with the song while people are coming on. So let's go ahead and see if you can remember this one. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Welcome everybody. Just giving you a little bit of music while people are coming on for tonight's Facebook Live on energy tools to avoid breakups and fix your relationship. We'll go one more round. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. All right. So we like to do that starting every Facebook Live we do here. Just either I do an original song or a clip from one of my favorite songs that I use on guitar. That was Bamboleo by the Gypsy Kings. All right, everyone, let's get started here. I've got some great information to give you, and I think you'll be fascinated by this. So my name is Glenn Ackerman, and I'm the founder of a new methodology, which is probably the strongest method for human change and development in the world today, called energy awareness training. Energy awareness training. Boy, that's a big thing to say, and it is because it's true. And I'm going to explain how the mechanics work. Our topic tonight is energy tools that you can use to, if your relationship's on the rocks or you think you're headed towards a breakup, it's a very cool energy technique method that you can use to turn it around. But before I give that to you, I have to set the groundwork. Now, I've been doing Facebook Lives here. This is about my fourth or fifth one. I do them usually every Sunday morning at 10:30 Pacific time. I was leaving for Florida this morning, but was unavoidably detained. So we're going to do it today instead and do it tonight. So what energy awareness training is, it's the ability to understand how energy affects us. And what kind of energy am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about a new perception, the ability to see, hidden energy. And why is it so important to see hidden energy? Because energy affects us all. We are being constantly affected by energies outside of us, and more importantly, within us too. So, your seventh grade science teacher said everything is energy, right? Everything's energy. And we said, great, molecules in motion. Didn't mean much to me then, maybe not much to you either. But tonight you're going to realize how important what he said really was. Just want to do a shout out to Rachel. Hi, Rachel, Angelique, Robin the Phoeba, my good friend, and Sherwin. Welcome, everybody. Glad that you're here. Some of you have heard me speak before. Some of you, this is all brand new. So I'm going to try to catch you up to speed. This is our fifth broadcast when we've been talking about energy awareness, energy training, and how to use the knowledge of energy in the various aspects of life. So let me give you a little bit more background here. So how I came about this was I wanted to make changes in my life, maybe like some of you. And for a long time, I had felt that there were, that I felt anxiety, I felt stress. I heard this voice in my head constantly putting me down and trying to make me feel bad and trying to get me to worry about things. I know none of you have that, but I thought, when it was happening to me, I thought, wow, I got this crazy voice in my head trying to sabotage me and take me down and depress me and worry me. And what's with that? I go, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe look how normal everybody else is, and I'm the one with the gremlin in my head. Why is that? So I set off in this in a noble journey to move into the personal development field, and I became a speaker, a trainer, a teacher in dozens of varieties of different personal development and self-help methods, from neuro-linguistic programming to energy healing to walking on fire to studying herbs and ancient medicine with shamans. I mean, you name it, I did it. And a lot of it, I taught it too. And while I made a little bit of progress on that, I didn't make the breakthrough. I didn't get to where that thing that was in me, let's call it energy, that energy that is in me, energy of fear, anxiety, worry, stress. It was like this constant motor of giving me something to worry about or stressing me out about something, or even if things were going good in my life, that voice would say, yeah, they're going good now, but wait till next week or wait till a month, and it was like, what is that? What is that voice? What are these thoughts that are harassing me? And why do I do that to myself? I didn't understand. And so moving forward, I began to study energy medicine and energy psychology. And that gave me a keen insight into the hidden levels of energy in our bodies. Now, in the Orient, you've heard of Oriental medicine. They talk about energy all the time. They talk about the life force, or they talk about the chi, or they talk about the prana, etc. But that's kind of a new concept here out in the West. We call it energy. And just so we know what we're talking about, I'm not talking about solar panels or oil fields or electricity, not that kind of energy. And I'm not talking about, some new age crystals, fairies, that kind of thing. I'm talking about the energy that we come into contact with, and indeed that we are. See, we're all energetic beings. All people, what are we? We're energetic beings. We're constantly giving out energy. We're constantly receiving energy. And that's important for tonight's topic. So as I was going along trying to fix myself, through all these things and over 20 years of studying and searching and trying to decipher, just trying to find peace within myself, I was in my studies about 10 years ago. Everything came together. Everything came to alignment with my studies, not just about energy, but for lack of a better word, I got a download or a realization and the ability to see invisible energy and to be able to know how it works. Now, you say invisible energy, what's that? Well, our energies inside us, we have lots of influences. If you haven't noticed, there's a part of you that wants to go this way, and there's a part of you that wants to go this way. So many times we're conflicted and we don't know what to do. You know, a great example of that is the New Year's resolutions. You know, on New Year's, people make a resolution. Hey, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape, right? So there's a part of you that wants to move forward, wants to expand, that wants to get better. So in that particular example, so you start going to the gym and you start eating right, and you start watching what you're doing and moving towards that ultimate goal of losing weight or being healthy or being in shape. So, hey, Dante is here, and hey, great, welcome you guys, glad you're here. So that goes great for a while, right? And so the first week, second week, third week, you know, we're working out, we're doing our program, everything's great. On about the third or fourth week, there's another energy that arises. And what do I mean energy? Another influence, another motivation, okay, another direction that comes up. And that one is just opposite of the other one. This energy says, do I really want to go to the gym? Do I really want to eat better? Do I really want to? So half of you wants to go this way, and the other half wants to go the other way. And here we have conflict. We have self-civil war, so to speak. So what usually happens? Well, in about 6 weeks, pretty much, according to the national statistics, 97% of the people who try to do New Year's resolutions fail. 97%. Whoa. Why is that? Well, when people, what do they say? They go, well, I guess I didn't want it enough, or I'm going to start later. Or in other words, you had an intention, you had a focus, you had something you wanted to do, and it was very clear to you. And there was another energy, motivation, frequency, vibration that was taking you the opposite way, that was controlling you. And ultimately, what happens for 9 out of 10 people? They quit. They don't get what they want. They don't succeed. So I was fascinated by this, and I recognized that inside me and inside all of us, there are all these different energies trying to pull us to this. So you notice that's one of the reasons why we have anxiety and stress, where we think we're here and we're supposed to be here and we're supposed to be doing this, but we don't have time for this, and we're just, you know, stressed out with the worry and the anxiety of living, because living is stressful, right? So what I've done is, out of all the energies that we have, I put them in 2 categories, okay? 2 categories so we can have a discussion tonight. And that is, there's an energy that wants the best for you. I'll put it over here. The energy that wants the best for you, the energy that wants you to be happy, joyous, free, abundant, blessed, great relationships, healthy, happy, over here. And I call that high vibration energy, or high frequency energy. Now there's another energy over here that says, that wants to block that. That tries to get in the way, that sabotage, or that wants to resist this energy. So I call this low vibration energy. So we have high vibration energy and low vibration energy. And low vibration energy is all the stuff that we don't want. All the anxiety, the worry, the stress, the fear, the sleepless nights, all of those things. We don't choose that. We don't want that. And yet, so much of the time, we find ourselves in a stressful situation. Okay, why is that? We're going to go over that tonight here. So understand that the high vibration energy, all the good stuff that we like, when you're feeling good, when you're in a great mood, when there's great vibes going, that energy attracts more of the same, right? So when you're with loving, caring, kind, good people, high vibration energy people, what tends to happen? You feel good. You feel better. The energy expands. See, all energy expands. We're constantly expanding. The universe is expanding. Our energy fields are expanding because we're molecules in motion. So if that's true for high vibrational energy over here, then the low vibration energy, the stuff that we don't want, that energy attracts more of the same. So if you get around, you know, people who are negative, or people who are depressed, or people who are always complaining, you know, it's like they threw like a plastic blob at you. You know, you feel yuck. You know, oh, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm having the worst day. Oh, you know, right? So those two things: high vibration energy attracts more energy. Low vibration energy attracts more low. Okay, so every day that we're living, we're under what I call energetic laws. There are certain energetic laws that they should have taught us when we were in kindergarten that we're under, that we have to deal with. And if you don't know about these energetic laws, that's too bad. You know, it's like if I'm driving over in Serbia, you know, and the cop pulls me over and he says, hey, you're over the speed limit. And I said, hey, I don't speak the language here. I can't read the signs. I don't know what it's about. And what's he going to say? Too bad. The laws are the laws, whether you know them or not. Same thing with the energetic laws. There's a whole slew of them that I teach in my training. Let me just give you one today. The law of duality. The law of duality, which means if there's an up, there's a down. If there's a good, there's a bad. If there's a right, there's a wrong. If there's a male, there's a female. If it's going in, it's going out, etc. So the law of duality is very important because, especially in relationships, because nothing is great all the time. You know, energy works in cycles. Just like a great example is the day. We have the day, it's nighttime here. You know, in 8 hours, it'll be dawn. And then afternoon, and then late afternoon and the evening. So there's a constant cycle going on. It's the same thing with our lives and with our energies. There are times when it's strong. There are times when it's not as strong. But there's also always a cycle going on that we have to deal with. So in the understanding of how energy works, the law of duality, which means polar opposites. Now, let's go a little bit further and discuss how that works with our bodies. Okay, so law of duality. If I have a physical body, then what else am I going to have? Physical? Well, non-physical, right? That's the opposite of physical, non-physical. So in energy awareness training and in Oriental medicine, we talk about and teach you have an energetic body. You have an energetic body that you can't see it, but you can sure feel it. And the energetic body is kind of like a backstop to all of our negative emotions, negative memories. I'll call them low vibration energy, memories, emotions, the stress that we deal with. Now, why this is so important, and this is part of the secret I'm going to tell you tonight. Every day that we live, you know, our physical bodies get dirty, right? So what do? Every morning we take a shower. Sometimes before we go to sleep, we take a shower too, right? We're constantly cleaning and cleansing our physical bodies. Why? Because they get dirty. Now, can I just take one shower and that's it for the year? Hey, I already took a shower. Why do I have to take a shower today? I took one 3 weeks ago. It doesn't work that way, right? If you don't maintain your physical body, if you don't keep cleaning it, what happens? Nothing good, right? Nothing good. It's the same thing with our energetic bodies. Our energetic bodies they accumulate dirt in the form of stress every day. So do you ever notice when people are stressed out? You know, a lot of people, when they're stressed out, where do they feel it? If they can actually feel it, they can feel the stress. The positions, either in their solar plexus or in their abdominals, that's a location where you can go, wow, I feel it. Okay, so in the energetic body, in order to clean the stress, we've got to clean it every day. But no one ever told us that, right? No one ever told us about an energy body. You know, I'm graduated college, and no one ever told me in elementary school, high school, college, hey, you got an energy body and you got to clean it or else you're going to be stressed, right? Well, that's what we're doing here. That's what I'm telling you here as part of the energy tools that I want to share with you. In energy awareness training, I have a full training on how the energy works, on how it affects you, and you don't even know it. and how you can put the missing pieces of your life together. You know, so much of our lives are jigsaw puzzles. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why did this person come in? Why did they leave? So much of it is a mystery until you become energetically aware. When you become energetically aware, you're able to see invisible patterns of thoughts, of emotions, of behaviors. And you're able to see what other people can't see. So you're able to fill in. It's like having, you know, X-ray vision. You're able to see things that people don't. That's the power of energy awareness training. So I have so much to share with you about this, but I'm trying to move it in for the purposes of our time here, because the study of energy and energy awareness is the most important thing you can do this year to move your life forward and to achieve the life and the dreams and the goals you want. Why is that? Because everything that we're dealing with, everything that you're doing when your eyes are open is energy. You're connecting to energy. You're having an energy exchange no matter what you do. Yeah, you're in a relationship. Hey, that's an energy exchange, right? And when things are going good, good energy. When things aren't going good, bad energy, right? Same thing with money, making money. Good energy with money, money's coming in. Not good energy with money, not coming in. Health, same thing. When we're healthy, we're feeling good, we don't even think about it. It just happens naturally. But when we're not healthy, then there's a blockage or the energy's stuck, right? Not good energy. So this is the missing link that I found when I was trying to make the changes in my life. Of all the things that I did, this was the missing link that enabled me to be able to get that kind of big rock, so to speak, of energy inside me that was causing me stress, that was causing me anxiety, that was causing me worry, not to just deal with it. And that's the way we're taught to deal with our energy, just deal with it. No, we don't want to deal with it. We want to get it out. We want to get it out. You know, when you come home, let's say you went to the gym and you got all sweaty, right? And you're going out for a great date that night. You don't come home and just change your clothes and just change from your sweats and your party clothes, do you? No, you clean yourself. You take a shower, you know, or a bath. Well, that's what I'm talking about tonight. I'm talking about the understanding that in order for human beings to function at their highest level, in the highest levels of health, awareness, and in relationship, you've got to be able to know how to clean your energetic body. Because if you don't, you're going to have a buildup. So just like we don't take a shower, dirt accumulates and builds and it smells and stuff. It's the same thing with our energies. The energy body that we have accumulates stress. Now, think about this. Virtually, we have about 50,000 thoughts a day, right? 50,000. And half of those thoughts are stressful. You know, oh, did I lock the front door? Did I turn the stove off? Oh, what does my boss want to see me about tomorrow? First thing. If I've been working out, oh, I think I got a pain in my shoulder. All of these thoughts, follow me on this. A stressful thought creates a stressful feeling. A stressful feeling becomes a stressful emotion. A stressful emotion becomes a stressful behavior, and stressful behaviors become stressful lives. So I have to be careful here of how this, of what the thoughts that I'm thinking, and how I'm thinking, because each of these thoughts are energy, and energy has a frequency to it. Okay, feelings have a frequency to it, right? Emotions have a frequency to it. Behaviors have a frequency to it. You get where this is leading? So it's important, you know, all of us pretty much are into health, or most people are, you know, you exercise every day and you try to eat right and drink plenty of fluids and try to think positive, etc. But this is one of the key things, the key elements to health. The understanding that you have an energy body, and the knowledge that just like you got to clean your physical body, you've got to clean your energetic body. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, that's a good question. I'm going to show you a brief technique at the end of the class today on how to do it. I have I teach about 20 different methods in energy awareness training on how to clean, how to process, and how to clean that energy body and take you into high levels of awareness and consciousness. But I want to, for this broadcast, I want to keep it down to basics, okay? Remember, high vibration energy, low vibration energy. All right, now let's talk about relationships for a minute, now that we have this background. Because if you're energetically aware and you practice, energetic hygiene, which is you're cleaning your energy body every day. And we do two things in energy awareness training. We're able to recognize energy and in the different forms, and we're able to clean it and clear it. Clean it and clear it. Because our natural state, whether you know it or not, our natural state is to be happy, to be in high vibrational energy. You ever see babies? Look at these babies, look at these kids. Happy, happy all the time, smile, smile. And even if they fall and scrape their knee, they cry for about 5 minutes, and then what happens? Back up playing, happy, happy, happy. It's like that the happiness is a default mechanism for a kid. Happy, happy, happy. But as we start to grow, we start to encounter more low vibration energy, also known as ego, also known as self-centeredness, etc. And those energies have a tendency to bring us pain, to bring us suffering. And in these two energies, high vibration energy wants you to be happy, joyous, and free. Wants you to have a fabulous life. Wants you to do what you came here for and live utterly fulfilled. The low vibration energy wants to block that. Its job is to block your happiness and to block you from going into high vibrational energy. Now, the hows and wheres and whys of that, I'll save for another broadcast, but that's the information that we're working on today, okay, on how these energies work. So if I'm connected to high vibrational energy, I'm going to get more happiness and joy. If I'm connected to low vibration energy, I'm going to suffer. And that's what low vibration energy does. It makes you suffer in some way, somehow. Anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear, all of that stuff. It's the energy that's moving in, moving down. It's the cause of all our misery. And my work, energy awareness training, is dedicated to two things. Number one, to creating a world where we are all free from emotional and energetic suffering. I'll repeat, to create a world where emotional and where we're free from energetic and emotional suffering. And you think, well, how can that be? It's simple, because 99% of all emotional suffering is unnecessary. 99% of it. So the worry, the fear, the anxiety, the stress, all of that, it's all unnecessary. And if you have energetic tools, it's an energy, and you can dissolve that energy. If you know what to do it and you're energetically trained, you can dissolve all this low vibration energy. It's not something that you're stuck with. And that's what people make you want to believe. Oh, he's depressed. Oh, he's going to be depressed forever. No, he's not. You got anxiety, fear. No, you're not. I was all of those things, and now I'm not. And there's a specific set of tools that you can use to shift from being in low vibration energy into high vibrational energy. So we've been talking about that the last 4 weeks, about how to shift out of anxiety and fear and stress. Today, I want to focus in on relationships. So let's talk about relationships for a minute. And we're talking about romantic relationships. Okay, so what typically happens? You meet someone, there's a good vibe. Talk about energy, right? The energy of attraction feels great. They like you, you like them, and all of a sudden these wonderful feelings start emerging inside you, and you think about them, and then you start dating, and everything's wonderful. They're so nice and loving and kind, and you think, where have you been my whole life? I've been waiting for a girl like you or a guy like you, right? And they're as nice as they can be, and they're as considerate as they can be, and they're as loving as they can be. So the relationship progresses, right? And those first, you name it, month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever it is, Wonderful. Just happiness beyond belief. Just so loving and kind and thoughtful and so giving and so unselfish. Wow, this is great. But then something starts to happen, okay? Something starts to happen and there's that energy shift. Remember I talked earlier about energy shifts. As human beings, one of the things that we constantly have to deal with is energetic shifts. That means, you know, things are different this moment than they were the last moment. So when you're waking up in the morning, that's an energetic shift. When you're walking into where you work, that's an energetic shift, right? When you're going out on the town on a date, that's an energetic shift, right? When you have to get up and give a speech or make a presentation to the company customers, that's an energetic shift. So we're all going through energetic shifts all the time. Now, with regards to relationship, what happens is there comes a time when we move into an energetic shift. And what that means is that in the beginning, Mother Nature helps us along with getting along with someone that you're attracted to. And what it does is it releases these wonderful chemicals called dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, all these wonderful things that help you make you feel good. And the purpose, Mother Nature's purpose is for you to bond. See, there's another energy, there's another influence in play here. And that is nature or your body. They both run from the same thing. And the natural laws are, we want you to be attracted to someone so you'll procreate. So they're going to be lovey-dovey, et cetera. And we want you to come together as soon as possible. And we want you guys to get along and we want you guys to mate and have a lot of kids. That's what nature wants. Okay, and that's not necessarily what we want, but it's what nature wants. So nature, the energy of nature is running the show here. So it gives us that big blast in the beginning. So there'll be hopefully lots of sex and lots of opportunities to procreate. That's nature's agenda. But what happens when there's an energy shift is you're kind of not, you don't have that high anymore. That passionate high is kind of calmed down a little bit. You're still into it. You're still keeping the relationship going, but the euphoria is kind of gone down a little bit, okay? And as that euphoria goes down, you start to notice things that bug you about them. Little things. You don't like the way they say something, or they leave the cap off the toothpaste, or they snore, or just leave the towel on the floor, whatever it is, just little things that you can go, irritation. So that's a thought that you have. It's a little bit of and that is an energy. It's the same energy like, did I turn off the stove? There's every time I have a stressful thought, it moves into a feeling. I hate it when they do that. And then you slough it off. You go, okay, they left the towel on the floor. Okay, yeah, all right. And then they do it again. They did it again. And they did it again. And you ask them, hey, don't leave the towel on the floor. Oh, okay, sorry about that. And then what happens? The towel's on the floor again. So what happens inside you around your energy body is stress hits the screen. It's like you have an energetic screen, and the stress gets stuck in your energetic body screen. So it's kind of like a radiator. The radiator in your car. You ever open the hood and you can see the radiator, and there's bugs that are against the radiator that have accumulated? It's the same thing with stress. Stress accumulates, and stress is low vibration energy. And what do we know about low vibration energy? Low vibration energy attracts more low vibration energy, because again, energy is always expanding. So what happens over time is every time there's oh gosh, she made me so mad, or he did it again, that is another deposit in your energy body. It's another deposit. Here's another one, another deposit, another deposit, another deposit, another deposit. So over time, these deposits if they're not cleansed or clean, are going to expand. So you hear things like, man, I don't know how much more of him I can take. I just kind of had it up to here. I can't put, or the guys, I can't put up with her BS anymore, like this, right? So what's really happening energetically, well, let me give you a timeout for a second and just mention this. So the energy that we're dealing with, it's like the iceberg. 10% of it you can see, 90% you can't see. And the Titanic wasn't sunk by the energy it could see, it was sunk by the 90% that it couldn't see. So we have a saying here in energy awareness training that is, that which we can see, we can control. That which we can't see controls us. So there's a whole hidden energy taking place. And the energy, every time we have an energy exchange, it's either going to be in high vibration energy or in low vibration energy. High vibration energy makes you feel good. Low vibration energy doesn't make you feel good. Okay? You with me so far? Making sense. Had some people join us. All right, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Katrina, Ryan, Hosnia. Glad you're here. Yvette, long time. Johnny G. Welcome, you guys. So we're talking about energy awareness in relationships. And I've just made the point in that just like we have a physical body, we have an energetic body. And the energetic body is a backstop for all our negative emotions that hit us. And we're talking about, you know, the secrets to saving relationships. Or the flip side is why relationships go south. Now, over time, when you have a relationship with someone, romantic, but could be mother, father, do you remember living at home? You know, there's a certain amount of stress that takes place when you're with another person. You know, the things that they do, things that they say, mannerisms, etc. I mean, that's just par for the course. You know, you learn to live with it, but a lot of being in a relationship is about about tolerance and about, you know, holding back and having something just drive you nuts and you don't say anything about it, right? I mean, it's like, okay, you got to pick your battles. Well, every time that you see, we're using the example of the towel being on the floor, okay? I've asked her a million times, don't leave the towel on the floor, because somebody could slip on it, and she keeps doing it anyway. So that is creating energy in my energy body, and it's creating low vibration or negative energy in my energy body. And again, we made the point, energy is always expanding. So high vibration energy attracts more high vibration. Low vibration energy attracts more low vibration energy. So you come to a point where you're holding this energy, the 90% inside you. So how's this one? You know, I remember girlfriend I had one time, I was reading the paper. It was, you know, Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, and reading the paper. She comes downstairs, and I says, hi, honey, good morning. She says, good morning. I went, uh-oh. Are you okay? She goes, I'm fine. Okay. I said, you sure nothing's bugging you now? Nothing. I mean, oh my gosh, I think of myself, I must be in big trouble. So I said, do you want to talk about it? She says, no. Now, the real answers to all of those questions were yes. Is something wrong? Yes. Are you mad about something? Yes. Do you want to talk about it? Yes. But I have to be a little bit of a mind reader, right? I can't say, oh, you said no. Okay, no. I got to know that, you know, the words are telling me one thing, the energy is telling me something else, right? So I go, okay. I said, so what's the problem? What's the problem? She goes, I don't want to talk about it. I go, yes, you do. That's why you came downstairs. So let's have it. She says, I didn't like the way you were talking to one of my girlfriends at the party, at the party over at Jody's. I went, you didn't like the way I was talking to you when I go, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, I think you're being a little bit too friendly. I said, okay. Okay. I said, wait, wasn't that Jody's party? That was 6, 7 months ago. 6, 7 months ago. And you're bringing it up now? She says, well, yeah. I said, I've been thinking about it all this time. And I said, well, I don't remember being any different than anybody else, but if I was, I apologize. Oh, is that okay? She says, well, think about it. And she walks out. Okay. So what does that tell me? It tells me I better watch myself at parties. No, what it tells me is that energy gets stored and it expands. She could have said to me that night 6 months ago, hey, you know, you're kind of friendly with my girlfriend. I go, really? I didn't notice, but if I was sorry, you know, and that would have been that. But no, it had to stay and fester for 7 months. And thank God I have a little bit of training around women, a little bit of training. So I know a lot of times when they say no, they mean yes. And a lot of times when I hear they don't want to talk about something, they do want to talk about it. So I'm a little bit trained here. Thank God for that. So I knew what to do about it. But if I hadn't known what to do about it, right? If I hadn't known, if I said, oh, she doesn't want to talk about it, okay. What do you think would have happened? She would have gotten madder and madder, and the energy would have expanded, and then I would be walking into a full-blown argument. And it's not just women, it could be the same thing with men too. I'm just relating my experience. So this is where I want to talk about a situation that I experienced. I mentioned it briefly on my last call, but most of you weren't on that. So I had a couple come to me. So relationships kind of fascinate me because they're kind of intricate and they're talk about hidden. I mean, a lot of things in relationships are hidden that people don't talk about, right? You know, you talk about it. If you're getting bored, you're not going to tell hey, you're boring me, or I'm losing my attraction for you, or maybe we should date other people. You don't mention stuff like that until it's just unavoidable. You know, a friend of mine, and who's also a student, said, you know, in my relationship, we weren't getting along. You know, I felt that there was some kind of weirdness in our relationship, and I don't know what it was. I tried to talk to her about it, and she really didn't want to talk about it, and you know, I didn't know what to do about it. So one day she says, we need to talk. And I says, okay. And she said, I made the decision to break up with you, and thanks for everything, and you know, let's separate our stuff and let's say goodbye. And he went, wait a minute. That's awful sudden. I mean, I know we haven't been getting along, but you know, can't we talk about it? Can't we discuss it? Can't we find some way to work it out? And she told him, I've been thinking about this for 6 months. I've been thinking about it, going over it, and I finally made the decision. I'm good with it, so not interested in talking about it. I just want to go. And he said, you made the decision 6 months ago, and you didn't tell me? Why didn't you tell me? So I could do something about it. She says, well, I don't know. But, you know, that's the way it worked out. So goodbye. Whoa. You know, relationships are the greatest when they're working. They're the greatest thing in the world. You know, to be in love, to have someone who loves you, to, you know, to have trust, to have intimacy, to have passion. It's a wonderful thing. And that's why, because it's so wonderful, that's why it's so painful when it breaks up. Because all of those wonderful, remember the law of duality I started the class with? Law of duality. There's an up, there's a down, there's a good, there's a bad, there's a right, there's a wrong. Here we go, law of duality. All the things that made me feel fantastic and wonderful and joyful and blessed are the same things that, when it doesn't work out, makes you feel stressed and sad and lonely and all of those things that, oh my gosh, we want to avoid. So I had a couple come to me, and one of the husband, couple that were married about 12 years, had two beautiful children. Everybody looked at them as hey, marriages can stay together. Look at, look at Joan and Bob, still together, having a great time. And then one day Bob calls me up and he says, Glenn, I'd like to come in and see you. I want to start doing energy awareness training to prepare me for a divorce. I went, divorce? I go, really? And he goes, yeah. I said, gee, I thought you guys were so happy. What happened? And he says, quote, I was happy, but I'm not happy now. Okay, was happy, wasn't not happy now. I go, have you been in for counseling? And he says, yeah, we've been in for counseling. And the counselor, basically it's a he said, she said, duke out for an hour. And the counselor usually takes her side, so I don't even go anymore. I went, oh. I said, well, are you sure divorce? I mean, that's pretty extreme. He goes, I just can't take it anymore. Okay, I can't take it anymore. Nothing I do pleases her. It's just, she's changed. She's not the woman I married. Okay, now, this is where energy awareness training comes in. This is the power of what I'm trying to convey to you today. The normal channels of trying to get an answer to a problem are go get counseling, right? Or go get some advice, or go take a weekend or something and be together. Didn't work. So the 10% said, well, you guys, I don't think there's any hope for this marriage here. In fact, the counselor recommended they divorce. So I said, okay, I'll work with you. Then I went to talk to the wife. And I talked to the wife and I said, I thought you guys were so happy. And she goes, we were happy once, but now I just can't put up with them anymore. Just can't do it. I just had it up to here, right? Okay. Do you see where this is going? So in the normal channels, the world says, well, you guys aren't getting along. It was good once and now it's not good. So I guess you got to move on. Well, it's not that simple. When people divorce or break up, there's going to be a big boatload of pain. And they were married and they had kids, and kids of divorce, statistics show, suffer as a result of their parents divorcing. So if it can be avoided, it should be avoided. If it can be in a healthy, holistic way. So here's what I did. I said, I'm not a marriage counselor. I work with energy, so I'm not going to give you any advice. All I'm going to do is I'm going to clean your energy body. I'm going to clean your energy body because you guys have accumulated all of this stress and all of this anxiety and all this low vibration energy, and hasn't been cleaned. So when you're filled to the brim of low vibration energy, what are you going to attract more of? Low vibration energy. And his energy body was filled, and her energy body was filled with all the stress. So here's what's happened. Listen carefully. When you get stressed, when you were carrying stress for your partner or for your relationship, what happens is that when you see them, there's an energetic connection. It's like an anchor or an imprint where you see them, and in our example, you see her, and she left the towel on the floor again, or up here she goes again with some smart ass remark. The low vibration energy has you focus on all the things that you don't like. Does this sound familiar? When relationships start to go on the rocks, it's that low vibration energy takes over and wants to just focus on what's not working. And gee, maybe we had a breakup. Maybe I'd be happier with someone else. Maybe the gal who works in the next office, maybe she treat me better than my wife, or the guy at the gym, or the yoga teacher, or whatever. Right? You have to start having these thoughts, and these thoughts take you in a certain direction. And this is where the awareness, quote, awareness comes in. Because if you don't take control of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, the low vibration energy will take control of them for you. Okay? If you don't consciously every day clean that energy and keep in your space high vibration energy, thoughts, feelings, and emotions and behaviors, if you just say, whatever, if you're unconscious, and most people are, then the low vibration energy enters. And it doesn't matter whether it's outside of you or inside of you, it just appears. You know it, I know it, we all feel it every day. Now, up until this point, no one has ever told us how to deal with that. So the paradigm for the couples is not getting along, he can't take it, she can't take it, boom, divorce, goodbye. Happens 1,000 times a day. People come to that conclusion. But when you're energetically aware, you know you have another card to play. So here's what I did. I worked with him for 10 sessions on just cleaning his energy and cleaning out all the resentment, all the bad moments, all the make wrongs, all of that stuff that he had towards his wife. Now, when you're in a relationship, there are three energetic entities, three of them. There's the husband, the wife, and the relationship itself. Okay, so you're dealing with three energetic entities, and you better take care of that the entity that's your relationship, because when that starts to go, the whole thing starts to blow. So clean him out, and then clean her out. Went into a place where she was able to process and release and let go of all of that make wrong, all of the list that she had on him, all those things that she said I couldn't take anymore. And I got him down to 0. Okay, so they didn't have that anymore. There was no more low vibration energy. And then we came together, and I worked with them on the relationship, on making sure that that way they were perceiving this was in high vibration. Because before it had been in low vibration, that our energy, it's not working out, I'm not happy, it's not going anywhere, I think I want to date other people. Okay, that's all the low vibration energy. And that energy is going to create more what? More low vibration energy. So when we clean the relationship energetically to the point where I got them back to the point where they first met, to who they are without the low vibration energy, without the stress, without the worry, without the make wrong, without the history, without the story, without all that stuff, back into the love and the excitement and the exhilaration that they had when they met. And after I cleaned that, then I stood back and I let them do their thing. I had no agenda, whether they got together or broke up. I mean, wanted the best for them, whatever that was. So what happened? Well, if there's no low vibration energy, that means there's only high vibration energy inside. It means your energy body's clean and clear. So energy's like water. If you have it in a cup and the cup stays in one place for 3 weeks, it gets dirty, right? You can't drink that water because there are bugs in it. But if the water keeps moving, right, like a river, water's moving, and when it moves, it stays clean. So it's just like our energies. When our energies are moving, they stay clean. When they're stuck, when they're compressed, when they're in our energy body and it's just filled to the brim, well, what happens in a pressure cooker? You fill that thing, you fill that thing, you fill that thing, and if you put one more little thing on there, what happens? Boom! And that's why you see people having horrible fights. That always used to boggle my mind. How can people who decided to spend their lives together, who publicly declared their love for each other, who brought children in the world and wanted to have a great life together, how can they start from such a high vibration energy place and end up in such a low vibration energy place? You guys all seen it. You've seen people who've been married in a relationship and now they hate each other. Now they're each other's worst enemy. right? Now they're trying to destroy each other, and with the lawyers and the divorce and the acrimonious divorces here. Horrible. And I asked myself, how did that happen? You're learning how it happens right now, because this is what happens over time. This is what it means to be energetically aware, that energy is constantly moving. Even though it sounds like, well, we're just sitting here and it's Sunday night. No, energy is moving. And based on our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and our behaviors, whatever we do, we're connecting into one of those energies. We're connecting either into the high vibration energy or the low vibration energy, right? High, low. So this is why when people are just stuck and they get into a place where, oh, it's no use. I don't even want to go on living. It's just too tough. You've heard that. All the rash of suicides taking place lately. How does that happen? How does someone like Anthony Bourdain, who has the dream job that everybody would love, make $1 million eating great food all over the world and meeting people and traveling? Holy smokes. Why would somebody like that think that life's not worth living anymore, or that it's no use, or medicate themselves with alcohol, drugs, or various addictions? Because the energy's stuck. This is one of the core things. I could have taught about addictions tonight, because this is the same thing that happens when our energy body gets filled to the brim. It brings stress, anxiety, worry, fear, all the stuff that we don't want. And we don't know what to do about it. It's like, more stress, more stress. So what do you take pills, to leave the stress, or get on get on meds or anti-anxiety meds. And those, those aren't good for you, but they can keep the problem at bay. Well, we don't do that in energy awareness training. What we do is, if we're stressed, we recognize it's a low vibration energy in our energy body, and we want to get it out. Plain and simple, get it out. So here's what happened with that couple. Since there was no low vibration energy telling them that they couldn't stand each other anymore, they were able to be in the high vibration energy and remember the feelings of love, the kindness, the joy they had when they were first together. They were able to see the family that they had built over time, 2 beautiful children and a family unit. And seeing that from a high vibratory place, they said, hey, we've got something valuable here. Let's continue it. And they're together today, and they're living happily in happiness and joy. And I'm thrilled to have been a part of that. So I work with that, with people a lot with that. And I try to if you're in a relationship, there's a reason why you're in it. And we know energetically, nothing happens by accident, that everything happens for a reason. And that there's, and how aware of that, that's a whole nother class, but that's what we know, that everything happens for a reason, and that you can't see it at the moment. But over time, if you look back 5 years, 10 years ago to something that was causing you a lot of stress or upset or breakup, and maybe you went through a breakup or a job change, or you got fired or something, you went, oh, it's the worst thing in the world. Why did I have to go through that? Right? You're all stressed out. And then you look back on it 5 years, 10 years later, and you go, wow, I was stressed out and I was bummed at the time. And that really was the best thing that could have happened. Because if that hadn't happened, that would have led me here to there, to here, to there, and to where I am now. So if I'd only known back then that it was the best thing for me, I wouldn't have been upset. I wouldn't have cried. I wouldn't have carried on, right? Because it worked out. Well, what about today's problems? Today's problems. I got real drama going on now. I can't see how I'm going to be able to deal with this. It's the same thing. So energy awareness training is the ability to recognize the energies that are influencing us every day. You have energies influencing you every day, both externally and internally. So And it's not the high vibration energy. We don't have to worry about that. That's the good stuff. We don't have any problem with that. When we're in a high vibration energy, no problems. It's the low vibration energy that causes us all the problems. So if you want to see what the low vibration energy has been up to, it comes in the form of chaos, confusion, separation, fighting, anger, all of that low vibration energy stuff. You want to see what it's been up to? Just flick on the 11 o'clock news tonight and boom, you'll see it. War in Syria, famine in Bangladesh, separation and chaos in Europe, immigrants, the whole thing, just chaos and chaos and chaos. Well, remember law of duality? Same thing that happens out there happens inside us. So every day that we live, we've got to deal with low vibration energy. We've got to deal with some form of stress. Working, having a job, it's stressful. Getting along with other people, stressful. Having a relationship or a marriage, stressful. Raising kids, stressful. Taking care of your body, trying to stay healthy as you age, stressful. You name it, stressful. So if only we had gotten courses or training on how to deal with this, all of us would have been a lot better. If I had known what I'm teaching now, if I had known this 20 years ago, I could have saved myself years of suffering. Years, because I wouldn't have fallen into the traps that I fell in. And this world has a lot of booby traps. And if you aren't able to recognize them, then you step on them. And I've stepped on them and you've stepped on them. And what does that mean? That means we've done things that we made decisions that we thought were going to be good for us. It looked good, it sounded good, it felt good. And then we made the decision, took the action, and boom, it was just the opposite of what we thought. And you think, well, how'd that happen? And then you recognize, when you're at the end of it, you go, oh yeah, okay, now I see. There were signs that this relationship or this project or this job, anything, whatever blew up, there were signs that this thing was not kosher, not 100%, and I didn't see them. Well, why didn't you see them? Or some people say, I have a voice in my head that the voice told me, don't do it, and I didn't listen. Well, why didn't you listen? Because you weren't energetically aware. You didn't understand that what we're looking at things, that the things that we see, here's another energetic law. Things are what they seem to be sometimes, and things aren't what they seem to be sometimes. So, in other words, we live in a world of illusion that things take form and they shift form and things are what they seem to be and they're not what they seem to be, etc. So when you're energetically aware, you're able to access more of, and you're able to see more of the real reality. Because we're limited, most people are limited to a three-dimensional reality, right? That's the world that we live in, what we can see, what we can hear, what we can taste, or what we can feel, etc. 3 dimensions. But science says there's 10, maybe 12 or more dimensions of reality. Well, whoa, wouldn't you like to be able to access that? So instead of having 20% of the picture, you're able to access the 80%. Well, that's what we do here in Energy Awareness Training. And that's why this is so powerful. And I'm so thrilled to bring this to you and to share this with you, because it's my favorite thing. Because no matter what you're doing, again, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're interacting with energy. And energy has a power, it has a purpose, it has a direction, it has a frequency, and it gives off information. So any energetic thing we're dealing with, you meet someone, you get a feeling, you get a vibration from them, right? You walk into a party, for example, walk into somebody's house, you get a feeling, you get a vibration. It's not something that you can know. It's not something that you can see here. It's just a feeling. It's like, yeah, I feel the energy. I like it. Or I feel the energy. I don't like it. Right? So being energetically aware is crucial. You're in business. I'm going to be doing a energy awareness training in business here coming up. You have to make decisions every day. What's worth your time? Shall I take this person on as a client or not take them on as a client? Should I be involved in this project or not be involved in this project? All right. Should I hire this person or apply for this job, etc.? We're making decisions all the time. And if you're energetically aware, you can by and large read the energy of where that particular thing is going, the relationship, the investments, the jobs, etc. Because if you read energy, it's going to give you clues. It's going to give you information. It's going to tell you where it's going. So it's literally like being able to see another reality on top of this. You see this reality and you're able to get information. It's like being a psychic without the weirdness, right? It's just you're able to know something. Like intuition, that's a better word. An intuition where you're able to know things, and sometimes you don't even know how you know them. You just know them. You're able to tap into higher dimensions. So this is what I wanted to mention to you guys tonight on how energy works. And let's review. We've got two forms of energy: high vibration, low vibration energy. Okay, these energies attract the same kind of energy they have of themselves. High vibration, it attracts high; low attracts low vibration energy. So I talked to you about the law of duality tonight. I said that everything has another opposite to it. Okay, we talked about the law of illusion, which is things are what they seem to be sometimes, things aren't what they seem to be sometimes. Okay, we talked about the importance of understanding that in the law of duality we have a physical body and we have an energetic body, and the laws for the physical body apply to the non-physical body. You got to clean your physical body in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Well, you've got to clean your energetic body if you want to have a healthy emotional or an energetic lifestyle also. And if you don't clean it, it's going to spill over in your money, in your relationships, in your health, in your career goals, whatever it is, because we're either whatever we do, remember, thoughts, feelings, emotions, behaviors are either moving in low vibration energy or they're moving in high vibrational energy. It's either one. So we're kind of, I don't want to say digging our graves, that's only in low vibration energy, but we're creating our reality as we speak. So I have a saying, and I'll close with this, that is, light doesn't come to us, it comes from us. What does that mean? Life doesn't come to us, it comes from us. That means the energy that you're holding inside, the energy that you're vibrating, that the kind of like the rate of the frequency, that's what you're putting out there. Remember I said when I started this broadcast, we are energetic sending and receiving machines. So what you send out, you've heard this one, what you put out comes back to you. What we put out comes back to you. We say 200%, not 100, 200%. So if you like the way your life is, great. That's what you're putting out. If you don't like the way your life is, or you don't like the way your relationship or any part of what's going on, it's coming from you. Okay? The energy is coming from you. I'm not saying it's 100% your fault, but I'm saying it takes two to tango, and your energy is creating that situation. It's not just a thought, it's an energy. So that's why people say, well, what if I change my thoughts, will my life get better? Yeah, your life will get better, but your thoughts are your 10%. How about changing the 90%, which is the energies inside you? And that's when you make big change. That's the power of miracles. That's the power of miracles. The ability to see a situation and you think, wow, I can't see any way this thing's going to improve. I just can't see it. Well, that's because you're only in a three-dimensional world. When you open up and expand your energy awareness to include all 10 plus dimensions, then you don't have to know. You can connect to a frequency that allows things to work out. You ever had that happen to you? You're in a situation, you're in a pinch, you don't know how you're going to deal with it, and you're like, I have no idea, how this is going to work out. And then it does. Boom, it clears up. And you go, how'd that happen? I have no idea. You don't need to know. All you need to know is to be able to be aware and to be able to access that energy, and you can create miracles. You can create change. Whatever it is that you want to have in your life, you can create good things. And I'm here to tell you because I did the same thing myself. Okay, I hope that you guys find this interesting. Wow, I got a lot of great people on here. Bethany, hi Bethany. Mo, long time. Wendy, Aaron, lots of love, big hugs, etc. Okay, so I do these broadcasts. So let me wrap this up here. So if you're interested in this, if this makes sense to you, I teach, I train, I do coaching, and my emphasis here is to be able to get the word out to the world. And I'm doing that here. I coach. I do personal coaching here online in my office here in West Hollywood. I have online classes. I have a video channel. We're getting the word out everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, etc. So here's two things. If you have any questions about this or want to explore coaching or want to know how things work, I have a great assistant who follows up with everyone and be happy to answer any of your questions. So you can write me. You just message me on Facebook. And you can also go to energyawareness-secrets.com, energyawareness-secrets.com, and we have some courses available here. But I just want to get the word out and have you become energetically aware, because when you become energetically aware, you change your energy, you change your life. Okay, I'm going to be away for a week here, and I'll be back the following Sunday with a brand new Energy Awareness Facebook Live. Appreciate you being with me. If you got any questions, go ahead and messenger me. And until next time, love and blessings. Stay in high vibration energy. Bye for now.